Oh, nice. No, he went from complete incel to Chad.
Wait, who?
The Fat Man.
The dude's the chick's husband, the painter that you were gonna paint for.
Oh, that's him.
He has his moments. Yeah, that's her wife. Or the chick who hired you as a painter, her husband. I'm assuming that's the person you're talking about. The guy who built the tables. He does have his moments of being a giga chad.
No, wait, what? What are you talking about?
Talking about the cat dude.
Cat dude. There's no cat dude in this trial.
What do you wait? Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about the Fat Man.
Oh, Voth. Oh. Never mind.
I got so confused for a second. I was like, wait,
I'm
does it
like,
come
who
into
are you?
this somehow?
I thought you had already finished the fight.
No, I was waiting and people keep on not queuing for no reason.
Also, yeah, that is a top 10 transformation. He went from like a 2 out of 10 to like 11 out of 10.
Oof. No, rest in pieces.
Card or card? I mean, his area is kind of messy. He lives in a library. Why would he need to do that?
How do both healers wipe at the same time? Every time. It never fails. Like the healers, always. Not one of them wipes, both of them are always at the same time in each trial that I do. Feels bad, man.
Norvrant. Norvrant. Yes. Erasure. Erasure? Yeah, everybody uses like erased or deleted. Okay, not excluding meme language. Yes. Norvrant. But that's the point. He doesn't. The English localization leader, Koji Fox, is a word soup gobbler. Word of the day emails, he's on it every day. It's his jam. Petty mortals. No, just you had it right, Hungary.
Oh shit. I don't know where to go here.
Hmm. You just beat Vothray?
No. Because he did an AoE that covered the whole thing, and everybody's running to the side.
Oh, is it the one where it's like there's a line in the middle?
Yeah,
You run to the edge.
yeah. I saw everybody running to the edge, so I was like, alright, I'm running to the edge. Oh, wait for me, dude.
You may be surprised. Who knows? One year.
2 years.
They want this to the gas off.
But no, you just treat it like a oh, what do you call it? Like captain's logs. Just treat it as a big oh my god, freaking can I think of any words because I'm trying to write at the same time. um it's like a archive. Jesus Christ, I cannot think of anything. Just treat it like an archive channel, more or less. Just a log of your adventures. If people happen to stumble upon it, cool. If not, oh well. So that's how I treated my first. That's how I was going to treat my YouTube channel for the longest time. And then I got all ambitious. People actually started watching, and I'm like, what? Leave me alone.
So cutscenes the same sequence, right? I'm a meme.
Oh man, I just thought of something. We're not gonna get Rusted Kushala dialogue. It like just crossed my mind. That Easter egg is just gonna be an Easter egg until the next game. We also didn't get a Roshikira. It's big sad. Yes, we're all just gonna use sticky ammo and stun him to death. Would have been a very fun fight. If he was stun resistant, yo, that would be godlike. Imagine fighting a stun resistant Tyrann. Which one? Eward? Exarch. It's like a. It's like a not royal, but religious kind of leader. Yeah, religious type. Like a priest. You know, crafting shadowbringers is pretty lit. I'm not gonna lie. You know, I'm gonna just say hi to myself. Hi, I'm from the past. Hi. I didn't do anything of the sort, but believe it or not. The only man, if only I could say something. Words. Yo, I can't think of anything. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's all I got. No way. I didn't think this would get so. Well, to be fair, the villain is pretty homoerotic. I'm not even going to front about that. There are some homoerotic undertones in this expansion. Can't even deny that. I mean, it's not the most uncreative thing I've heard. The XR? Well, considering he's the guy from the Crystal Tower race series, and given that there's a time dilation from when he left the end of that in A Realm Reborn all the way to this point in Shadowbringers, a lot of time has passed. So, a lot of time here has passed, even though that would have been irrelevant until he was involved, and then you were involved because he gave you the suck into that world. This was a yeah. This was a while ago. It's because we were like blasting through the cutscenes. He's the cat dude with red hair. That was like half human, cat man, half person. You wouldn't remember because again, it's he's Catman. Yes, you got it right.
Okay.
See, I told you you remember. Not really. I can't. I'm shocked you remembered that much about the story. Holy crap! I'm not even gonna lie.
I did. Uh,
I'm so long. Also, let me get the interest rate. I mean, there's only one or two options. You're unbelievably optimistic about life, seeing as you almost died, or you're unbelievably pessimistic about life, and you're just, yeah, you're completely apathetic because you shouldn't be here. No, he's not bright at all. He's actually a lad. I like that guy. Don't see much of him unless you're doing a certain quest. Most likely. No, 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 no. Elf is the only one you're gonna get. Be happy with that one. It's the only one you're getting. Nah. Elf is the only one I will allow. Everything else, get that out of my face. See? See? And to take what you can get, I'm telling you. It's not any more weirder than this. Only. Oh, there you go. Oh, it's Agamemnon. Hi.
Whoop.
Yep.
So, like, you guys been playing this for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys replaying content, or is this stuff you still haven't seen?
Oh, I was about to say, I'm going to explain it like this. I am actually kind of brand new to the game. I started playing a year ago, and I got through like the early game stuff, and the first expansion. Well, technically, the whole game is an expansion right now. But I got through the base game, but the implementation works, and then I played the first expansion, and I'm like, oh my god, this is amazing. Then I had to take a break for a year, and then I came back, and it was like in the middle of that drought in Monster Hunter when like a whole bunch of stuff started winding down. I'm like, you know, I'm gonna jump back into this. I forgot about that new expansion that just came out. I stopped right before the next expansion. No, I forgot what happened, but it was a whole bunch of like work stuff and like being at home because I have to take care of family members and stuff like that. But
I get it. Games last. I get it.
Yeah. I'm like, oh man, I want to get back to it because I need to check out that new expansion. Then I stopped right when it came out, and I'm like, yeah, I need to get back to that. So I jumped on, and then I think this was around the time when like all of us were hanging out in Alex's server, and I'm like, I might just chill on my server for a little bit and work on some videos that I was working on and play this on the side while like joining you guys and Monster Hunter every now and again. But no, freaking he's like, so do you have your own server? I'm like, yeah. So he's like, hey, do you mind if I join? I'm like, sure. It's like on my YouTube or whatever, since you can get password about that. So he joined, and then Teddy joined, and then a whole cavalcade of other random dudes just started showing up out of nowhere. Don't know half the people in my own server anymore. And I started playing this, and I think Dice asked me to screen share, and I was like in the middle of doing a raid or something. And he's like, whoa, what's this? And I started gushing about how I was an old Final Fantasy player, and this was basically a Final Fantasy theme park. And I'm like, look at all the references! Look at all the lore! Look at all these cool jobs and skills and cool stuff that I can't actually show you because my download speed prevents me from literally doing anything. So he's like, you know what? This does look cool. I'm gonna check it out myself. And I'm like, are you sure about that? He's like, yes. So he made his own account, and I'm like, it's a slow burn. Are you really down for this? And he's like, yeah, I need another JRPG to play because I think Persona was the last thing that he dove into. He's like, I need my fix. I'm like, okay. So he started playing, and then Teddy was already, I think he was already in the middle of playing. I wish he was not. Definitely.
Why so? I mean, most games are. I mean, you know.
Yes.
I mean, besides Monster Hunter, I find most games not fun by yourself. Monster Hunter can be fun-er by yourself sometimes.
True. I'd say the older games are definitely fun by yourself. If you're looking for that experience.
Hey, what's going on, people? I didn't know what. Hey, that's it.
Wow, that's pretty sweet. That was a radio host here. I like that. Hey, what's going on? He's gonna archive it. Treasured memory. Yo, this expansion is pretty lit. I'm not.
This is huge. My God.
I was gonna go through that, and yeah,
This building.
You guys join. Wait, which building?
This amphitheater, or wherever we are right now in the city.
Oh, you're watching. I bet. I thought you were playing something. Yeah, he's in the main area of the new expansion place. Their expansion has their hub area. This is this one. Fourth. It's
You know, like when you're used to the guild hall and you see this.
I know. Oh my god, I cannot wait for like a Monster Hunter game to like go fully.
Well, we had that. I mean, Japan had that.
I was about to say we unfortunately did not take part in those festivities. But I want to see the main, like where the general lives, place hall.
The problem with Monster Hunter, if you get all of the creatures, they either break the game or you don't even feel like hunting the monsters because the skills don't contribute. This is huge. Wow.
Yes.
I would think so. I mean, follow the money.
Yeah, the timeline. The timeline is also since, it's so pristine. These guys are on time, all the time. Every year, there's a portable game, and then there's the sequel, the G expansion, and then right after that, there's a console, and then its expansion, and then right after that, it's a portable, and it's just been that cycle for the past 15 plus years. I would be shocked if they just randomly broke it by releasing Monster Hunter 6 instead of a portable game.
But you know why that is, right? It's basically a workflow with teams.
Yes, because they have two teams. You got the portable team and then the console team, or the Cool Fingers main game team.
Streams have to overlap about what we're making money from.
Yeah. And especially now that World is like Capcom's best-selling game, period.
It's going to guarantee us that we get another PC version. I love it.
And then Iceborne was like Omega Lit. The only thing they need to clean up is the freaking the online. The online is still yeah. I mean, gameplay systems aside, just the infrastructure of the game, they need to fix that. Like the whole first month of the game was unplayable with other people.
I think they fixed that. Let's wait till we see the clutch claw jewel.
Oh yeah.
And see how that changes the dynamics. I kind of feel bad talking about Monster Hunter over your Final Fantasy stream. Is that a big deal? All right. I'm just saying because I don't necessarily have a frame of reference other than the oohs and ahs from what I see in this particular game. So I don't necessarily want to keep going back to the other game that shall not be named.
No, you gotta have a frame of reference.
Right.
Especially if you haven't played a Final or a JRPG period.
Oh, I played shit out of 7. I still have the original disc. I have 7, 8, and 9 original discs.
The PlayStation trilogy, the Silver Age. I see.
And I have a unopened copy of 7. I mean of 12 rather.
The original PS2 or the Zodiac Age?
Welcome to the
I
Oculus, my
have
private study.
Zodiac
We can
Age
speak here without fear of
Collector's
being
Edition unopened.
That is based. What? Words.
I have much to explain, but the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow scions. To put it simply, they are here in the First. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. Here, time flows at a different pace from that of the Source. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the First, and the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence, and thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time. As for your companions, however, Y'shtola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5. Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the First for almost a year. My intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return. We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come. In his vision of tomorrow, the First was rejoined with the Source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die. And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the First, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events. And so, before all else, I would suggest you track down your comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least? Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Or one of those games, like single player Monster Hunter without the online component, where you actually have to use the mechanics and overcome, is a feeling of achievement. Like, I finally beat that shit, yo.
It's like the
You
thing that
know.
the myth that Ubisoft tried to sell everybody that was founded on literally nothing. I'm not even going to say it was a glass house on sand. It was literally an ethereal object of their own greed and wanting to push the narrative in a direction that didn't make any sense. Single player games are dead. And I'm like,
Mm.
are you high
Oh, yeah.
in the face? Are you kidding me?
Oh man. But that's another thing about Remnants, and I'll leave it alone, is you can play it single player. Matter of fact, you should play it single player till you get, your sea legs on.
Yeah.
Ubisoft, they fucked up so many times. Like For Honor, I was all into that game. I love For Honor, but the whole server issues, and when you fail with a game like that with servers, it's like, what the point? You can. It's hard to recover from that.
Like that their server is shut down? Was it hard to connect to?
Well, what they tried to do is they tried to make, okay, say you started. So for latency reasons, they tried to make you the server also. So they tried to make you the server and support everybody else's who joined. And that didn't kind of work. Instead of investing in servers, I don't know what they were doing. Dumb shit. It was.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium.
Wait, what?
Mhm.
Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil become common practice. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or near enough not to matter. Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you. But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities of your homeworld.
Holiday
Yes.
stop. Okay, if there's a story component, right? You all right?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. The story reason for why all of the commodities make sense in that universe is just like the character expression told you everything. Like why though? Why is this? Why is still gonna deal with this?
How about that?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
What, what are you guys talking about?
All right.
Yeah. Yes.
Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine lady is a friend from a distant realm. And we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from her home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift? How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do. After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make a pact with me and the fun can begin. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails? Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other. Raise your hand. Tis done. We are bound now, dear. Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire. I wish to visit this world of yours.
Mayhap her message to your friends in the Source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source. What? Did you just... You can hear me? Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The warrior of darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source, a daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood. We thought our home doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant. Minfilia and my friends, they surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood? A 100 years. 100 long years. My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift. I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that? You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it. Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end. Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest? I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know. Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Northrend, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. To the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystarium. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armareng. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe. So, will it be Calicia or Armareng? It matters not which you choose to visit first. Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
You might not be comfortable.
I'm gonna predict that the Monster Hunter movie is gonna be trash.
You don't need to predict that.
The first time I saw somebody,
I don't know why
I saw
people.
somebody. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I
I don't
saw
know why
somebody with an M16. Oh,
Okay, both of you shut the fuck up. Kirby, Kirby, you go first.
go ahead, sir.
It's
Shut
not
the
what
fuck
you
up,
think
guys.
it is.
It's all,
Kirby, you go
it's
first.
all love. It's all love. Go ahead, Kurt.
It's like people have this unrealistic expectation that Monster Hunter as a story is profound or good, and it's not. It's like the most cheesiest Hollywood nonsense I've ever seen in my entire life. And people are like, well, the movie's just going to make it worse. Or the Resident Evil, if the Resident Evil movie's already going to go by, it's just going to make it bad, just like it made Resident Evil bad. Resident Evil stories are bad too. The first game
The
is
worst. Oh my god.
it's the most. It's like the most
I think my
unmitigated
problem-
90s cheese you will
Eh,
ever.
All right, hold on.
No, but I think my biggest problem with the movie is that they're literally like transporting like people from our world, like generic ass Americans, and putting them in Monster Hunter. Like the fuck?
They can't even hold the sword.
They're isekai people. Like it's literally a fucking isekai. The fuck?
I mean, how would you want to frame the movie? Just put people in Monster, or take Monster Hunter to us? Is that what you would rather do?
Just go into the universe, like kind of like in Lord of the Rings or something. Just put it in the universe. Don't take people outside of some other our universe and put it in there.
That's a weird thing to complain about.
All right, but let's go back to in defense of Resident Evil. The first one, the localization was horrible, but the story wasn't that bad. the story wasn't that bad, especially if you like it's one of those games that you have to read all the diaries and things like that to kind of flesh it out, and all the documents that you find. But you know that you, Barry, the master of unlocking that kind of shit, that was horrible. But I played the shit out of it because it was the first of its kind.
You kind of can't knock the technology. You're right, but
Man,
that cheese Jill sandwich.
listen, I was
was
there with my PlayStation, and we got in the same week we got Tomb Raider and Resident Evil. I was like, fuck it, I'm buying them both. It is what it is.
Why is Ada so hot in the fucking Resident Evil 2 remake?
She always was.
She always was hot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But in the remake, I'm like, damn, bro.
She was always hot.
It's the same character design. It's just high def.
You know what? You want to talk about hot? Who I think you would be attracted to if you like Ada? I think in Death Stranding, Fragile.
Oh man,
she's pretty attractive.
Not
dude, that new Tifa though in fucking Final Fantasy XIV remake, bro.
But did you see Fragile?
Whatever. She's still pretty hot.
I would say I do like the Advent Children costume, to be honest.
But yeah, that shit's nice.
Okay. Did anyone here play Death Stranding?
I watched it.
It's really good. I mean, you talk about walking simulators, but look at it as a movie that you are interacting with, and that's just what it is. Whoa, you just broke your ankles, man, jumping off of that.
Unless, okay.
Are you serious?
I'd say you can jump from any height. Like the fall damage is kind of just a mechanism to keep you on your toes. Because if, for example, you're being targeted by an enemy, you understand that when you're like in combat, your HP does not regenerate. So you gotta like fight the guy and make sure that you survive without your HP. If you're just traveling around the world, it doesn't matter because you're basically invincible. With the small caveat that when you take fall damage, your HP will decrease. The issue with that is that when you're out in the world and you combine both of these two forces, the immovable object and the unshakable fortress shield, that if an enemy targets you and you jump off the cliff, you will die. And if you jump off the cliff and you survive with 1 HP and then an enemy targets you, you won't reach your HP, so you would have to fight the enemy at 1 HP. Which... Yes, it is. It's a very fun mini-game. It's just built into the system.
So with that said, what are people going to say when you see Monster Hunter in the movies with people jumping off of shit and landing and wielding these big ass weapons? I mean, what?
It's not going to be any different than watching something like the Marvel movies.
The whistling
people are
breeze
just
mute.
We're just superhero. I think superhero movies in general has destabilized that whole myth of people seeing weird Japanese stuff and being like, well, this is kind of, this is ridiculous. I can't believe this is happening. Why is he?
But they tone it down. Wolverine's not running around in yellow underwear.
Unfortunately,
they tune that shit down.
And in the distance,
that is
beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
Oh, from Evolution? Yeah, that orange one was kind of absurd.
I mean, can you imagine Sabretooth looking like Sabretooth in a live-action movie?
Sabretooth? in his depiction in the Marvel games is my favorite. I love his idle animation is perfect.
Yeah, but that wouldn't work.
Yo, I think it could work. It just depends on how you. It's like if something like Avatar can work, where it's just a bunch of blue aliens and a billion people saw that, and they were cool. They were cool with it. They wanted to dress up.
No. You know why Avatar works and will work?
Big robots.
Because- No, James fucking Cameron. Period. He made a boat sinking great.
True.
That's just James Cameron. Period.
Okay, get him to direct an X-Men movie.
No, honestly, I feel like if they maybe you think Monster Hunter would be better as a fucking animated thing, or something.
Yeah, basically. But let's go with James Cameron, and let's look at Alien, fucking Terminator 1, Terminator 2.
No, he did Terminator 2.
Terminator 2 rather. James Cameron. That's just what it is. Actually, the last Terminator, you forget all the other shit. The last Terminator was pretty good, especially the opening scenes.
Really?
With Arnold Schwarzenegger back, you're like, oh my god, how the fuck did they do that?
Yeah.
He's been back in every single movie.
No, not this way.
Oh, okay. I remember that scene in Terminator 4 when he fucking punches that door open and he just steps outside and starts playing Steve.
He was not in Terminator 4.
It's like
the latest Terminator was pretty good.
You liked it?
It was pretty. It was way better. It was way better than that bullshit with what's his name, Christian Bale. I'm like, oh.
Terminator 4. That's one that the critics are starting to like years later. But the latest Terminator, people are like, that's a hard pass.
Well, the thing is about Terminator 4, it's got the direction, the action, and it's really well directed, and there's a lot of good stuff.
The last one that James Cameron did again with what's her name? The old lady, old chick now.
John Connor's one. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Sarah.
Linda Hamilton.
Yes.
I like that movie. I was like, I'm willing to forget every fucking thing that happened and say that that's the thing that happened after Terminator 2. I'm good with that.
Actually, I wanted to ask. Yeah, what's the one that had that? Terminator 3. What's the name that fucking hot chick that was Terminator?
Game of Thrones shit? I never saw it.
No, it's Terminator 3. Terminator 3. That's female Terminator.
Oh, okay.
What's
yeah.
that actor's name? She's fucking hot.
I don't know, but it wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad. It was okay. I just didn't like how John Connors was portrayed in that particular movie.
I love that fucking that fucking Terminator that they had in that movie. It's like it says T1 and it's just a fucking thing on thread for this.
And then T1000. I like your car.
Oh, Dice got the car like Kirby.
No, he has a motorcycle.
No, I was talking about the line that the Terminator used before he was going to steal your car.
Oh, nice.
Before she killed you and took over your car. Like, I like your car.
That chick, when she was looking at that fucking cop, she was like, I like the gun. And then she fucking did that just real fast. No, but come on. Fast and Furious, come on, bro. No,
Fast and
Furious. What was the one that? No, wait. What was the one that had like the submarine in it and like?
Oh
shit!
Probably the last one.
I don't fuck with those.
Dude, the last one was lit, bro. That
just
was
at 5. 5 is objectively.
There is no fucking way I can dispel disbelief that much to even get any fucking enjoyment out of those shits.
After Fast 5, it went all downhill from there.
Listen, the only movie I'm truly looking forward to is Tenet.
Isn't it?
Dude,
A Christian
dude, no, dude, it's so good though. Like, there's that one scene where the Rock literally pushes away a fucking torpedo that's skating on ice. That he redirects that shit, bro.
I
He's like,
have to take your word for it, brother.
I remember when it was just about racing cars, and now they're up here like doing superhero
they're
stuff.
still racing cars though, dude. They're still.
No,
racing
they're
cars.
not. You're talking about my man's pushing missiles and torpedoes and submarines. Nothing to do with drag racing.
Or that scene where fucking Jason and fucking Vin Diesel are swinging sticks at each other.
You're also reminding me of the fact that they pushed out that trash PlayStation 2 game. It stopped the freaking Game Awards for. I'm like, please get this out of my face. And it was just as bad as I thought it was going to be, if not worse.
That's horrible. But did anyone see the previews to Tenet?
There are reviews out.
What the fuck is Tenet?
Tenet is the new Christian, the dude who did the Dark Knight trilogy.
Christian Nolan.
It's still making movies, and that's his latest movie. And it looks pretty good. It's starring Denzel Washington's son. And it's just cool. It's a weird time travel, weird time manipulation.
It looks to be as good as what's the other one? What's the other? Inception. If it can be half as good as Inception was,
they're like,
I'm good. Inception was great. Are we all on the same page that Inception was great?
Legendary sets, right?
It
changed everything. It changed.
Well, The Matrix did that. The first Matrix did that.
In terms of sound design, the wah horn, it changed everything.
We're talking about cameras, the level, and I mean.
No. Inception did change a lot of things because now everybody's trying to do that thing where like the world flips upside down, and like that dream sequence where like all the skyscrapers were like folding in on each other, and it's like perspective, dreams, weird things.
Oh yeah,
Doctor Strange came out and it also did the same thing. I'm like, come on.
I get it, but if you don't have the story, like I hated Doc's what's that? Marvel's Dark Side. What's it? Not Dark Side. Doctor Strange. I hated Doctor Strange.
Why? Why?
Didn't like the Sorcerer Supreme?
Basically, I guess I hate it. Let's see. So many things I kind of hate it, but I have a weird perspective because I'm a surgical nurse, so a lot of that shit kind of rubbed me the wrong way. But that's and I guess maybe I should give it another chance because not a lot of people know about the protocol with that. But I didn't like the fact that you could do anything and they were so limited.
Man, I'm totally down for whatever it is that he wants to do. He has the clout. He has to do.
I just don't think you can mix the. I don't think you can mix the lore of do anything, and then still can't beat. What's the dude with the gauntlet?
Thanos.
Yeah, I'm just saying. How does that mix?
The lore of Doctor Strange versus Thanos.
I mean, wait. Did they ever say that he can do anything, Doctor Strange?
What do you mean?
No, did they ever say that in the movie that did they ever say that he can do anything?
No, but that.
I mean, just because he can use magic doesn't mean he can do anything automatically. Like, there's a lot of magic you fucking.
I just think it would be kind of like if you have a universe such as that, how does that work in a framework of Thanos but I'm reading too much into it. Just
you're not
enjoy
wrong.
it. I guess kind of.
Oh,
frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Tis good to see you, my friend. The barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alfino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well. Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before. I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral Calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Ascians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped, but so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure? And so we take to the road once more.
not necessarily black people. I'm just saying, why don't we as Americans see it as a bad thing, and we should all be just mad? That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Well, at this point,
Because
who is
You hear what you feel what I'm saying? You feel what I'm saying by him. You understand what do you kind of
well,
am I
all right.
conveying it
This is
well enough for
my
you?
thoughts. What's the gentleman who had an overdose and had the knee on his neck?
George Floyd.
Thank you. Since the George Floyd incident, there has been over 30 deaths. There has been at least, I checked in about a month ago, over $700 million in property damage across America. So by now, it's got to be over $1 billion and well over 900 police casualties. Not fatalities, just casualties. So that could be fatalities, but that could be anything like a black eye because someone punched you.
Okay,
But over
but you're getting away from what?
900 casualties. Hold up, and I'm just about finished.
Okay.
Like, okay, with George Floyd, an autopsy has finally, or the quote-unquote final autopsy has come out, and it turns out he died to an overdose, not actually not being able to breathe. I am not. Hold up. I am not discrediting the overall need for police to redo how they interact with the
Biome for a second. Well, 1 second. 1 second. I want to address something that you have to say, because being medically trained, there are certain actions that can precipitate a critical situation in a human body. You know, you could have duress plus drugs equal death. That's like if two people were, like if me and you, if we robbed a bank together and you shot the person, then we're both going to be convicted of murder.
For sure.
Because, right. So that's what I'm saying. I wanted to address that right there, but continue.
Well, I would also like to entirely acknowledge, had he been left alone and not put in a heightened situation, it's quite possible that he could have processed the drugs in his system and had managed to survive through it just fine. So I'm not saying the cops had no relationship to his death. They probably pushed him over to the edge. But the accepted dialogue at the time was the fact that the cop was brutal, was a dick, and was a racist, and was choking this man out. Turns out, now that we see the whole video, this guy wasn't a dick at all. He seemed rather compassionate through the whole thing.
Can I say this?
Sure.
With and then like we're kind of like getting away from what I asked, but I want to say
back
this
to it after you're finished.
No, I want to say this, and this will help you and everyone here. Sometimes, I don't care what degree you have, I don't care who you are, a cop or whatever. Sometimes you're only as professional as you act. Because if you're a professional cop and you're acting not professional, or you're not assessing the situation, then you're not a professional. Would you agree with that? You're only as professional as you act, as your actions sometimes. Agreed?
Agree.
Okay.
Now, within that video, I believe the cop acted quite professionally throughout the entire time. Now, this is an argument to be had that he was given bad police training, that he should have, in fact, dealt with the situation differently as the other three cops.
This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town, the dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
She's not here to compete. Leave her be.
What? I was only making conversation.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please! Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all. Yulmore extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu. Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
Fish, is it?
Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Yulmore was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon. A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Yulmore's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in the City of Splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor. Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for? Well, what have we here? An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident. For you.
Ah, at last!
Enjoy!
Thank goodness.
Meal is a foodstuff which Yulmore routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity. Yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
Over the police brutality of that specific incident is the fact that so many millions of people across America have suffered during these riots. My heart does bleed for an individual, but I don't see why the pain of an individual should cost or be inflicted upon millions of people. I mean, a year down the road, we're going to find out that the people who suffered the most from these riots are probably black folk and brown folk. And like if police brutality was an issue and if Black lives did matter, and I could be wrong about this, white folk could have suffered more from these riots than black folk. Not that I think it matters who the fuck suffers more. I think it's more important the fact that people have suffered. But, like, I'm sorry, the needs of the many outride the needs of the few. I am more outraged over these riots than George Floyd. George Floyd is one man. America is the riots.
There's a lot I could say to that, but I see that I have not moved you, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it. No, we'll leave it at that. We'll just agree to disagree and let everybody else, like chime in and we'll talk about something else.
Aggie started it, but as my final note on this whole thing, if you suffered police violence, that would get me in the street.
Question.
Aggie, just letting you know. You want to know what would get me in the streets in a riot? An honest black man doing his life, getting gunned down, will get me in the streets and riot. It's just a shame that we react too quickly. We react to rumors and hearsay, and we don't let the story come out.
There's a lot I could say to that, but I just want to stop it. I mean, it's cool. We can stop. I mean, I don't think I can move you. I don't think I can impress upon you. I don't think I have the words. I don't think there are the words that could impress upon you. What's going on?
You believe America is two tribes. I believe America is one tribe.
No. I think one tribe, but two different experiences. There's this thing that I have to say to you. Hold on one second. There's this thing, and this is a worldwide thing, that talent is universal and opportunity is not. And that's part of what I'm expressing to you. And as in the microcosm of thing, America should strive to be better. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And again, I hate that this is kind of hijacked what we were doing here. So let's go back to what we were doing. All right?
I don't know. The moment I popped in, he asked the question. So what were we doing before?
No, I did not. Let's go back to the notes. We were talking, and then we got on other like social issues, and it was a super slow.
And a change of subject. Fucking Black Panther's dead. Actor, colon cancer.
No.
Breaks my heart.
Hold on. Okay, yeah. Actually, I do agree to that.
That's crazy. Colon cancer.
I wanted to say something. The bet thing. Are we still gonna finish that?
No. So, as I always say,
that's
where we
went. As I always say,
so I'm going to be AFK. All right, I'll be back.
As I always say, the random comment can kill you at any time. In Black Panther's case, that was his colon cancer. But y'all need to live like life can die tomorrow, because a fucking meteorite can hit you in the head while you're at dinner. True story. Or you can die from colon cancer. So, like, live life, yo.
And I want to ask now, Kirby, who are you gonna bet on? Joe Biden, Trump, or Kanye West?
I don't care. Freaking a My Little Pony character. Just.
You can write that in. You can write in your president in California.
A gigantic JPEG of
wait,
My Little
what?
Pony character. That's what I'm.
Wait, you're on the East Coast. What state do you live in again?
The one above Florida.
What the fuck's above Florida?
No, we're doing. Open a map. I need you to.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going to Google Maps right now.
Kirby, you don't know your fucking state.
Fuck no, there's 50 of them. I just know my neighboring states. It's the only states you really need.
Dice, who are you gonna bet on? Okay, Biam, I'm gonna guess you're gonna bet on Trump. I'm gonna flip a coin for either Biden or Trump. Hold on. Heads for Trump, tails for Biden.
So Kirby, why are peaches a thing?
Tails. I guess I'm betting on Biden then.
You're asking me why a literal construct of arboreal life came into existence, and I cannot answer that for you. I am not.
No. Does Georgia like have peaches? Peach farms?
Yeah. Yes. The
So
biggest
is
manufacturer in North America.
So most of the peaches come from Georgia, right?
Yes.
I know most of the produce come from California, but there are several things that don't come from California. Peaches is one. Almonds is another. I think apples are mainly in Washington.
Kirby, can you send me some peaches?
Apples are from Michigan.
Michigan. Cool.
Michigan's a big apple place.
Kirby.
I can't think of anything because he's asking me a question. What do you want?
Sorry, I just wanted to say, can you send me some peaches?
No.
I'll send you some Croatian homemade alcohol.
No, because you should have peaches. If I sent you peaches, it would be the equivalent of you going to the grocery store and getting some peaches. That's where they came from.
Yeah, but these ones are from America.
That's.
Dude, there's a reasonable chance that you're eating American produce.
Okay, how about this? They're sent by my best friend. There you go.
Like, no, seriously, there's a reasonable chance that you can go somewhere in not Croatia. Fuck, what was your country called again?
It's Croatia.
Oh, it was Croatia. There's a chance that you can go somewhere in Croatia and pick up produce from America. Although will say most like meats, dairy products are from within Europe. But like fruits and vegetables, you probably got some from America.
No, we bought this bread once, and it said that it was like American bread and all that shit, and then we read the fucking producer, and it's made in China.
Honestly, though, like European food is so much better than American food. Not only do you guys have older and better genetics for like wheat, grain, those kinds of things, but you guys do have better regulation into what you are allowed to feed your animals. Now, I'm not saying the cooking is better. I'm saying how you guys interact with the food, whether it's because of historical heritage, because of genetics of your grains and stuff, or if it's because you guys have better regulations on how to grow your meat. Your guys' food's better and healthier. Although you fuckers overregulate yourselves insanely. I'm not sure how the EU reflects upon the countries themselves, though.
Oh.
Like, how much of the EU regulation affects Croatia?
I don't fucking know.
These are things you should know.
All I know is I can say fuck on the internet, and that's all right with me.
As long as you don't say Hitler had a beautiful mustache.
Hitler had a beautiful mustache.
Yeah, don't type that online. You'll get in trouble.
No, you know, in Halo, on Halo Master Chief Collection on PC, you know how you can type in a clan tag. I type in the word "come" as my clan tag. It says no, that's a bad word. So then I type in the word Holocaust, and it was okay with that. I'm not even joking.
What's your favorite kind of pie, Kirby?
Apple.
Really?
Yes.
Way to go for not being stereotypical. What kind of apple?
I actually like apple pie too.
Granny Smith.
Fair enough. So is that your favorite pie, Pirate?
Oh crap.
My favorite pie. My favorite pie is the one that my mom makes.
Is it a meat pie or a fruit pie?
I said apple pie.
Ah.
The one that has cinnamon in it.
You know, it's funny, if you look at all the recipes for meat pies, a lot of them originate in Europe, although I don't remember what sections of Europe.
I never had meat pie in my life.
You've never had like a shepherd's pie or a meat pie? Really?
Nope.
They're delicious. It's a pie, except it's got your meats and vegetables on the inside.
I would like to try one, but there's no place where you can get one of those.
Well, look up shepherd's pie, a recipe for a shepherd's pie.
Okay.
That was originally a Scottish dish, but that's a relatively easy thing to make almost anywhere around the world because the ingredients are so... For what?
What do you guys eat for Christmas in the US?
Christmas ham and turkey are primary, although turkey is a Thanksgiving thing, which is in November.
Oh, we just take a pig with.
The thief who claimed the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kai Shear, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless? I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alfino, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Wright then? Is that... I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Like zombies or vampires, where sometimes if like zombie blood touches your lips, or you eat zombie flesh, or you eat vampire flesh, you become them even if you cook it.
I got you. We're talking about.
I don't know why the fuck you step out in the first place, but hey.
No, we were talking.
He is peacefully trying to play through his game, and we're up here being maximum retarded. I love it.
No, well, fuck. No, fuck him then. If he wants to play peacefully, then just leaves and like plays that shit, and then comes back here later when he's done. There you go. Anyways, I wanted to say.
All right.
Ladies, can you please stop flirting and just pass each other your phone numbers? No, you wouldn't. And like, it's actually starting to irritate me when you say that. You're like an awesome person, and like the world will genuinely be a sadder place if you were to kill yourself, dude. Just saying, that's like not a nice thing to say about yourself.
No, fuck that. There you go.
Hey!
I'm joking. He does remind me a little bit of Uncle Russ at times, but you know, yeah, but as I was saying, oh yeah, did you see that Blood Bowl 3 has been announced? No, God damn it, Blood Bowl.
I was unaware that they updated it from first edition to second edition, let alone the third edition. That's actually would be interesting. Hey, actually, do you have Blood Bowl on Steam?
No, I don't. But Blood Bowl, I
do you want to play Blood Bowl on Steam?
I'll see, dude, when I get some money. First of all, because my funds are sort of short now.
There's a lot of mumbling.
Well, if you check,
as I understand, as I understand, Blood Bowl is basically Warhammer Fantasy, but with football in it. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
And humans are fucking murdering each other in the middle of a fucking football game and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's very complex though, and you need someone else to play it with to get the rules. But it's fun.
Okay. So how can you you just select a race you want to play as, and then you fight?
No, what you do is you are a coach or a team owner. You create a roster of your team. You can go for like the human team or the ogre team or the dwarf team for sure, or you can fill out your roster with anything that you want. It doesn't have to be the human team. But
like the combos, like orcs, fucking ogres, and like elves and shit.
Oh sure, there's benefits for having like a single race for a team, but there's also benefits to customizing your team. It just depends on how you want to build out your team.
Okay, I get it.
Your team, you might have a roster of 10 to 15 people, but your team on a actual match will be like 5 or 6 people. And it's all about positioning yourselves in relation to your opponent and the ball. Because the ball moves around the field, and once you get the ball, whether you're the runner or the catcher team, special rules happen around the ball. So once you have the ball, the situation changes with that player, and you get a new rule set. So it's football, except you can like actually stab a person.
Okay.
It's a game called Blood Bowl. It was originally a miniature game that they eventually digitized online. You can get it on Steam, but you can still buy the box set at any hobby store. Blood Bowl 3. So no, I did not know they had the 3rd edition coming out. That actually might be a sub-game that I'll pick up.
Oh, God damn it! This apple too small. I gotta take a break for a bit. Drink way too much of that shit.
Of what shit?
I drank way too much apple juice and now my stomach hurts.
Oh shit.
No, poor baby.
Shut the fuck up, Teddy. Fucking Teddy.
Aww. Somebody's cranky.
And also, what was that recast fucking porn that you sent me earlier? Like, I'm still gonna fucking download it and shit, but come on, bro.
I love the hell out of this freaking map right here.
Underwater. The Tempest? Yeah, the Tempest is lit. I love the Tempest. The only issue is that there's a whole other side quest completely unrelated that you need to do to progress in the story. If you have that role quest back in the Crystarium that unlocked a bit ago, you're gonna need to do that. Might as well do it right now. Might as well do it right now.
Wait, where is it at?
The Crystarium. So
Okay.
The northeast side.
But I'm dying, Kirby.
Sounds like a you problem.
I guess this is where the story ends.
So what happened if you die? Do you go back to the main mission, the main area, or you lose the battle?
If you die out in the open where he is, you'll be teleported back to one of those big aetheryte crystal, the giant crystal tower thingies in the middle of the town. Whatever you set at your home point, you'll teleport back there. And there's no real penalty. You don't lose any money or anything like that.
Oh Lord, little pirate is cranky.
The only thing you lose is your dignity.
This is like our pirate right here.
Because people will know if you teleported. There's a special teleport animation if you're resurrected back in town. People know you died.
People will know you died, yes.
It's like getting dropped off by a cat in a cart.
And people know that you died. Yes.
Like if your mother walked you to school. You feel the same shame. Oh, this person just died. It's even better when somebody actually starts laughing at you. No worries. It can just be like, I was blue mage and I self-destructed. I always use that excuse. Oh, sorry guys, I was just playing as blue mage and I self-destructed. Why are you samurai right now? I don't know.
Yeah. That was my first experience with a level 80 monster. I was running, I think it was in... Oh, I didn't comment on this because they were having their very, very cultured debate or conversation. You chose you chose Alpha over Alice. Why?
Oh, that? Oh, yeah, that's what it's targeting.
Me and Teddy chose Alice first. Why'd you choose Alpha?
Yeah.
I'm just curious.
Yeah, he doesn't have a reason. He was just top of the chart. He just picked the quest and he went with it.
Oh, I think I understand. Yeah. If only.
If only. That's when there's a rotten egg. Oh, what was your option when you chose when the two dwarfs were fighting Kirby? What'd you say?
Which one?
When those two dwarfs were fighting, it's like your beard smells like an ass.
Okay.
And you remember that one? The other one's like your beard is dry and crusty. Those two little like the same size as you, and they have like glowing eyes and crap. No, actually, I'm missing a bunch of dialogues in here talking. New music to the Tempest, I like it a lot.
I mean, he's a bodyguard, of course. It's a system.
You can't be a painter and a warrior.
You're a very dedicated assistant. No one comes to Alphano but through you first. You're a ride or die assistant. The only thing I was thinking of is that old man from The Emperor's New Groove. Got blasted out of the window for ruining his groove. Yeah, that was a wrap. And that wasn't his first time, by the way. He's been thrown out of the castle multiple times.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Yes.
It gets down and you'll
Yeah, you gotta dance. Time to get down and dirty.
You know what? I want to say it reminded me of
Perhaps
Vegas,
in
but the
rapture
thing
they
that
seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go to sleep. See ya.
Yeah, weird.
What the fuck up, bitch?
Poor little baby's cranky.
You know what?
You wanna go night-night?
You know what? In that case, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna leave this turned on, and I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna leave this No, I'm gonna leave this headset on my head. I'm gonna sleep with it all while being on in the party or in the chat, whatever.
He wants to take his headset to bed. How cute.
If you guys hear me snoring, it's okay to mute.
I'm just server muted you.
If your server mutes Teddy before me, I'll pay you like $150. Whoever does it.
Oh shit! Nice server muted me real fast.
Oh. Damn.
It feels like all this XP is just going to waste.
I mean, I felt that way for a little bit, and then I immediately got over it because I needed to see the end of the story. Like everything that I had trepidations about kind of melts away as soon as I got past a certain point in the Tempest. You will know immediately when it happens. After that point, I'm like, I don't care anymore. I need to see the end of the story. And when you get to the final, the level 80 dungeon, invite me.
Make it to a level 80 dungeon? Alright.
You will be for a surprise. Oh, I like this section of the story.
What is with this
No,
shoe
no,
bill?
no. I'm playing Remnants of Ashes.
I mean, you won't be getting to the next dungeon for a while, so. I mean, it takes a hot minute, even in A Realm Reborn. You have to get to like level 15 for you to
What
the
the hell
first.
with this shoe bill? The shoe bill's everywhere. Kirby, what's with this shoe bill?
Shoe bill?
It's that little bird that's just staring at you all the time.
Oh, I hate that. I don't like shoe bills. Roast.
Oh yeah, that.
For you to use some Listerine and some Crest. Landfill. Another man's trash. Man's empty Crest bottle.
It's on fire. It's an old microwave, so Mom did it too. It's sparked.
Oh yeah.
So quit making fun of me.
Shit.
Burning popcorn in the microwave.
Shit.
I cooked another one.
About to go down over there. Oh my god.
Oh. Why would you want to see that? Because I was a Lala fan. That's a hard pass. Alright, let me see if you can figure this one out. This took me a second. Can't go upstairs yet. See? You lost the reticle. You lost the reticle. Alright, this is actually suffering. You're supposed to stand in that area and then go into your inventory and use it, the key item. I'm not gonna lie, it did trick me up too. Same. Yoda boots. There you go. They didn't give you any new clothes either. They just put on the same stank clothes that you already roasted you for. And then put some perfume on top of it, you'll be fine. Totally hygienic. I picked what were this thing say? I think. Oh wait, where's Teddy? Wait, hold on. We all picked something different, but I want to make sure you picked the one that we both did pick. I picked the middle one. I forget which one he picked. Where'd he go? It's not here. Wouldn't she just very well? She'll endeavor to emulate her bullets then. Wouldn't she just what though?
Whose mic is doing that?
Doing what?
Little crispy. Little crispy.
It's probably me. Crispy.
Hey, you try to be polite with these things, right?
It's because I'm watching it stream. This is amazing. What just happened? What is happening? Why did you use every single ability that you could use in like I don't know. Yeah, I said the same thing. I'm like, oh, I have officially reached endgame. Still not as populated as Lemsa is, but it's I don't know. I hate that place. It's so ignorant and popular. It just.
That's just gonna get us on this thing.
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Ah, you must be
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy! That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers. I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
Yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
Oh man.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Alfino, to please you, my lady. This
I was saying
is my assistant.
that it probably feels like it's more crowded than Lemsa because it's so compact. Lemsa like stretches out in both directions from the central square. answer. What? Oh, the lady's nice. Don't eviscerate the lady. I thought I would have to eviscerate her too, but she's actually nice. It's the same. Me telling you this is kind of a spoiler that she's not evil. that things are a little bit more nuanced than just all the rich people are bad and should die. But you'll see as you explore. This isn't even capitalism.
You talking shit about the fat cat girl? Tell him to leave her alone. She's done nothing wrong.
It has nothing really to do with economics. It's just it's posing the supposition that those in power and who live in decadence won't. They have no good reason not to belittle or treat people below them as equals or just as decent people. That is the supposition.
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not
What
at
happened to
all.
Biome? Did he mute?
Yeah.
Of all people,
Okay.
'tis she who best understands my work.
Mm.
With her unique
That's good.
insight
I was
guiding
hoping
my
our
hand,
conversation
the
didn't
art I
necessarily
create
turn him off.
is sure to satisfy your expectations.
I've had conversations with him like that before.
I didn't. Well, I do not. It's not my thing to try to change anybody's
Once the
mind
picture has begun,
or
of
make
course,
them feel
I
some
shall have
kind of
no
way
need of
because this is a
constant
video
encouragement.
game chat. It's not about that.
And so I wondered,
less.
rather than her being in your way,
End up
might
being
it then
like
be
the game
permissible
economist
for my
server.
assistant to explore the city she has so longed to see?
Crap. That went
Out
from
of gratitude for her priceless
0 to
contribution
100
to my
real
art,
fast.
I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on her behalf.
This game is the shit. I can't believe I didn't play it right off the bat.
Of course, your assistant
Guess I had
must
too
have
much
her
Monster
wish.
Hunter going on.
She shall be free to roam to her heart's content. Isn't that right, darling?
Is it Dairy Queen?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
I can see the second option. Yep. Feels bad, man.
That is one way to put that.
You man. Yo, Aggie, what are you playing? It looks pretty chill.
Agamemnon?
Yeah.
He's playing Risk of, almost said Risk of Raid, Remnant of the Ashes. Remnant from the Ashes.
I like the look of it, but then again, like, gritty and real is kind of the thing right now, so.
It's another Cthulhu mythos-based.
Ooh, I haven't done anything Cthulhu recently. I've been slowly reading through the Necronomicon, I think it's called, so. Ooh, I have a selection of like 3 to 5 books that I always have on the bookshelf for when I just want to read something and it's like short and concise. Let's see here.
What subject?
What's up? I have the Holy Bible.
Okay.
Grimm's Fairy Tales.
Nice.
Short stories. The Necronomicon. Plus the H.P. Lovecraft's Necronomicon, or however the fuck you pronounce it. Thank you.
I like how you can pronounce that, but all those other words, nah, miss me with that.
How the fuck do you stumble on Agamemnon?
That's what I want to know. And yeah, that dude's gonna.
Well, I didn't stumble across Well, I am now. But at the moment, I just completely couldn't figure out how to pronounce your name in my mind, so I just went with Aggie. I can now pronounce it in my mind, but like this Butterfinger is just cock blocking me, or at least that's what I'm telling myself.
We were talking about dice, but then you did that, and I'm like, you know what? That's perfect. Perfect.
Well, those are my 3 books of reading material that consists of like short, tight stories. After that, I have a dog training book and a book of moral philosophy from an atheistic standpoint that I haven't actually sat down yet, but it's a short book. But yeah, random factoid about my life. Those are the books that I sit down and I read randomly when I don't have anything else to read. Even if you're not a Christian, which I am not a Christian, people should still read the Bible.
I mean, base facts.
Well, it does have some good shit in it, and there's something to be said about it being a cultural cornerstone of the Western world. So,
Mm, I'll leave that alone.
I felt like something so profound was about to be said, and he just gave up on it.
well, I also think people should read the Grimm's fairy tales too. They're not nearly
Are
as
they
much
not
of
the
a
same?
Oh no!
the
sorry.
degree of which they have affected and influenced cultures over the generations is dynamically different. One has affected the culture more than the other. But since I try to make my arguments from a principled position, if I'm saying you should read the Bible because it's part of our history and a part of our culture, then you should also read Grimm's fairy tales as well. Although I think you can become a very moral individual if you read the Bible, if you pick and choose the right things. Well, I can definitely say you cannot say that about Grimm's fairy tales. That shit's pretty fucking brutal.
What about Aesop's Fables?
Haven't heard of that. What's that?
You've never heard of Aesop?
I might have. Please remind me.
He's... Where do I start? It's... Man. It's essentially the African version of Mother Goose, where you have a whole bunch of anthropomorphic, not just anthropomorphic, animals that get into various situations, and the whole object of the story is to teach you a life lesson, like the tortoise and the hare.
Aesop's.
Yes.
Yes. Wonderful.
The hare thinks it's faster than the tortoise, gives up halfway through, takes a nap. Tortoise perseveres, wins the race at the
Is
rabbit.
this a collection of stories? Or is
Yes.
this like one?
No,
Okay.
it's a huge collection of different fables.
You don't
How
know
do
the
you
tale
spell
of
it?
Aesop is A. Good.
That's EOP.
Yeah. AEOPS.
You definitely need those in your life. They're great.
Well, I mean, like, I totally know the tortoise and the hare, but I mean, I've probably heard of half the fables in the book. But
Maybe.
thank you very much for pointing this out to me. I am a bibliophiliac at heart always.
If you're into proverbs from the Bible, it's the next best thing, really.
By the way, I also believe that people should read the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, Bhagavad Gita, as well as the Tao Te Ching.
They should also read. Nah, never mind.
Go for it.
No Quran.
Wait, what?
Go for it.